Future news. I got to talk to you guys about this. This is a big deal. Okay. So as you guys know, Taylor Jenkins recently was fired from the Memphis Grizzlies. A lot of people speculated. They said, wow, this is really stupid. There's no way the Memphis Grizzlies are that stupid. It has to be something behind it. And come to find out, there kind of isn't. There kind of isn't. Okay. Very, very dumb move from the Memphis Grizzlies. Some people can say or make the assumption that, oh, he just can't make it over the hump. That's why they did it. You can speculate however you want. I think it's a terrible move to fire your coach right before the playoffs. And surely, guys, no one else would do something so foolish. There's no other organization that's currently in the playoffs that would do something so foolish. Let me shut up because I would be wrong if I said that. So breaking, the Nuggets have fired Mike Malone. This is from Shams. Is it Shams or Shams? I'm pretty sure it's Shams. So Shams tweeted this out, basically said, hey, he's fired. They gave him the boot. Along with him, they also got rid of the GM. So after this, once again, people in the comments said this makes no sense. It got to be some bombshell that's getting ready to drop soon. There's something Mike Malone did. There's some crazy conspiracy. There's something he did. He crossed the line in some way. No. Apparently, the Nuggets wanted to get rid of him in order to give a jolt. Yes, literally, I read that in an article. They wanted to give a jolt to their team going into the playoffs. What better way than to fire your head coach, Mike Malone? So this is a clip that was posted, and people said this is from a couple weeks ago. I'll just take the Nuggets fans' word for it. I have not seen this, but you can see that Mike Malone was quite fed up with his team. He was quite fed up with them kids. So let's listen.
It was a brutally honest message, and the guys that are fully won't hear it. They'll say coach is tripping, and the guys that
there's one player in particular that's known for an iconic viral clip in which he said, y'all tripping. I doubt he's talking about him. I doubt he's talking about Westbrook.
Coach is tripping. And the guys that maybe do really care will, because they're not going to go back and watch their minutes, because nobody watches their minutes. Nobody watches film. So we'll have to show them the film. And
he's irritated. He's obviously irritated. Now, funny enough, this was actually reposted from a Mike Malone hater. Okay, so a Nuggets fan that was not happy about this situation whatsoever. And you can see quite a few people are happy about him leaving. A lot of people are just basically saying, though, like, dang, I bet this guy's happy, this random guy who posted it. But anyways, so Mike Malone, I think I'll just be real with you. I think it's a scapegoat. I think it's absolutely a scapegoat. I think he might have lost the locker room a little bit. You can see that he's very irritated. And this is why it's important for every single person on your team to be on the same page, right? And what I mean is the front office and the coaching. And when you get specific players, you get the right type of players. This is why the Spurs have been successful for so long. You think it's just talent? You think it's just luck? You think it's just because Pop is the GOAT, which he is the GOAT, by the way. No, it's because they constantly get guys with a certain level of character. And every now and then you can sprinkle in a guy that doesn't fit the mold, right? But they will assimilate to the situation. It happens all the time, right? Steven Jackson. I don't think DeJounte Murray is a very selfless player, but he did adjust to what the Spurs were doing. So you can do that, but you have to be on the same playing field as far as what type of guys you're going to be bringing. And apparently Mike Malone has had enough. And I wouldn't be surprised if he has some issues with the front office as well, right? So here's a few other things that came from it. So it says Calvin Booth was reportedly dismayed that Mike Malone continued to play Russell Westbrook over Jalen Pickett. Booth wanted Malone to use younger play. You see what this is? This is ridiculous. Could you let me just be real with you guys. Could you imagine any quote saying that someone was frustrated with Popovich based on who he played. Actually, take Popovich out of it. Could you imagine any article saying they're frustrated with Mitch Johnson for not playing? Like, that's insane. That's insane. Booth wanted Malone to use younger players that he drafted and wanted Malone to stray away. This is ridiculous. Stray away from using veterans for so many minutes. Jalen Pickett is a good example of this. According to league sources, Booth was dismayed that Malone went with Russell Westbrook over Pickett down the stretch of multiple games last week. Now, I will be honest. I don't know what Russell Westbrook was doing. I have no idea. That was crazy when he went against us. I was like, what the heck is going on? Like, he should be sitting. But hey, a lot of coaches do this, especially you get closer and closer to playoff time. They're going to play their vets. It just happens all the time. Pop was notorious for this. Another quote. Oh, wait, that's not another quote. Another one right here. Nikola Jokic has reportedly been frustrated with the Nuggets' defensive performances this season. League sources there had been significant frustration. League sources there had been significant. Okay, that's just worded weird. Frustration within the locker room at how the Nuggets were playing, particularly defensively. The Nuggets were just 20th in the defensive rating. Jokic has been frustrated with the team's defensive commitment and performance this season. All right, so, and I know a lot of people like get onto Jokic and they say, well, you don't play any defense, Jokic. Jokic is a pretty okay defender. I don't know why he gets that rap, and he does everything offensively. So like, what more can he do? So with that being said, I think I'm gonna go ahead and put my foot down on this one, guys. This is a huge opportunity for the San Antonio Spurs. Okay, we already know that Popovich's future as head coach is up in the air. We have no idea what's going to come out of this, but this right here is a huge opportunity. It doesn't come just any blue moon, right? Like, I know coaches get fired quite often, but how often do you get a offseason coming up of two coaches, both of which have been quite successful in their own right, one of which has a championship? It just doesn't line up this beautifully usually, right? Also, with coaches having ties to the San Antonio Spurs or being from that Pop tree, it couldn't be more of a better situation the Spurs find themselves in. So I'm going to just be completely real, and I really hate to say this, okay? But I will say it with all my chest, okay? I will say it, with everything that I believe in my body, okay? Every molecule. I think Popovich should take on a front office role. I truly do. I think that it is time for our boy Pop to highly consider it. Now, if he comes back and everything comes back and they say, hey, he's fine, he's healthy, said Trader. If everything comes back and they're like, he's healthy, he's fine, Pop is ready to go, everything's okay, don't trip about it, clan, then I'll say, okay, fine. I won't trip about it, okay? But at the same time, I recognize how important this can be, and we just don't get that many opportunities like this, and guys and coaches that would just fit the mold, right? They're familiar with San Antonio. They're familiar with how the organization is ran. So you just have a really good situation here, and I would really hate for us to miss out on it. So hopefully, we get some more information on what's going on with Pop. I have a very hard time believing he's not discussing this with the front office already. They probably already know. Let's just be honest. They probably stay in communication about these things. But at the same time, same merit, I really think this is a good opportunity. Now, all the stars have to align. Obviously, you have to talk to the coaches, make sure that their idea of a future matches and meshes with what the Spurs want to do. But I'll be real with you, man. Watching this, I like this. I like a coach that holds you accountable. In today's NBA, you don't really get away with a lot of that because a lot of front offices just kind of do whatever they want when it comes to getting players, acquiring players, or whatnot. They will even sometimes pick your coaches for you and then just say, get in line, do your job. And sometimes it doesn't work out. So Mike Malone, I don't think it's a matter of the Nuggets or him being an issue with the Nuggets. I think it's a issue with the Nuggets being an issue with him, if that makes sense. Like his ideology, the way that he thinks basketball players should present themselves and how they should go about, watching film and everything. That is huge. That's a big deal, right? And I think that he's right. And if your players aren't willing to do that, I don't think there's enough teams willing to take the chance of letting guys go or adjusting your team to the ideology of your coach. They don't want to take that risk, nowadays. They're like, no, we look, we're in the playoffs. We got to make this work. We can't have this friction. And it's like, well, you know what? If you're having friction with a coach literally just saying, hey, like, hold yourself accountable. Why do I have to babysit you? What the heck? Get off the team. And the Spurs will be like that, right? We're not going to sit here and just adjust to like any diva on the team. Like, we're not going to do that. No, you can just bounce if that's going to be a problem. You know what I mean? But yeah, Clan's reading comprehension. What the heck? I just read that. What are we talking about? Oh, this. Wait, this. Wait. This. League sources there had been significant frustration. That is a weird sentence. I don't care. Anyways, those are my thoughts on it. Yeah, either it's Mike Malone, Taylor Jenkins. I'm personally a big fan of Taylor Jenkins. But either way, I think this is something that the Spurs need to discuss, think about, and this is a big opportunity. Okay. Oh, see, my cat believes so as well. She also believes this is a big opportunity. You think it's a big opportunity? You think Pop need to reconsider? Yeah, I think he needs to reconsider too. All right. Anyways, in the segment.